It's the clash of the titans. To be or not to be? To do it yourself or use dispatch services? Stay tuned and we'll cover it all. Hello, I am John and welcome to the Trucking Business Channel. Today, episode number 4, is going to be a great one. Why? Because we took a pool of drivers just like yourself and we gathered this information together. It was the clash of the titans. It was the ups and downs, the ins and outs, the positives, the negatives, the upside and the downside. Should you do it yourself or should you use a dispatching service? We're going to cover that today as we go in a little bit further along in our episode. So stay with us as we cover do-it-yourselfing or dispatching services. First, we'll start with the do-it-yourselfer. Now, oftentimes, like any project you might come across, you look at it and you think to yourself, I got this one handled. Maybe you get halfway through it and you think, I'm going to need some help from YouTube or something. But before you finish the project, you find out maybe it wasn't just my cup of tea. Well, owner-operating is about the same thing. Let's talk about the do-it-yourselfer first. First off, you might not need a dispatching service if, number one, you are a highly experienced owner-operator. We're not talking about someone that is just getting into the business or just getting into this whatsoever. We're talking about someone that is highly experienced, someone that has many, many, many years and lots of miles going down the road. They know their truck, they know their equipment, they know their expenses. That person is probably going to be a pretty good do-it-yourselfer. Secondly, if you're that type of driver, and we all want to be that type of driver, and unfortunately we're not all really like that driver, but if you're the kind of driver that is really good at bookkeeping, you're good at negotiating, you have that knack, that natural ability to find the right load that pays you the good money, that keeps you in the right lane, going in the right direction, you're that kind of guy. You're the kind of operator that has the ability and the skill set to be able to negotiate, find the loads, book the loads, get them paid for, and so on. Do-it-yourselfing, that kind of driver is going to be very successful. But they're few and far between. As much as we all want to be like that driver, we're not always like that driver. Thirdly, maybe you're a specialized carrier. Maybe you have specialized equipment. You have a 90-axle low boy trailer, for example, or you haul a tanker. Well, you are limited to what you can haul. You have your own business established. You have your loads and your contacts established already. And because you are a specialized carrier, you are most qualified to be a do-it-yourselfer. And lastly, what if you're that kind of driver, the owner-operator that's extremely business-minded? I'm talking about the guy that's like the Energizer Bunny, okay? Boom, 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 never runs out of energy. He always has the extra time, 25 hours a day, seems like he has 8 days a week to work with, and he's able to haul not just the loads, but he's able to take care of the phone calls. He's able to take care of accounts payable. He's able to take care of accounts receivable. He's able to take care of the bookkeeping and the taxes and the maintenance and everything else that's involved. Now, we all understand that not every one of us is like that, even if we desire to be. But there are some of you out there that are just like that. You got loads of energy, loads of ability, and you have shown yourself that you can do all the numerous and multiple things that are required to make your trucking company very efficient and very profitable. All right, in the first part of our episode, we talked about DIY, the do-it-yourselfer, that driver, owner-operator who has shown himself to be experienced and to be very, very capable of getting loads, negotiating loads, and doing all the back office work and everything that's required to make a successful, profitable trucking business. But what about the rest of us? We took this topic from a pool of drivers just like you, and they were going back and forth. What are the pros? What are the cons? What's the upside and the downside of being a do-it-yourselfer versus using dispatch services? So how can dispatch services be a benefit to you personally? When I use the word dispatch service, I need you to understand first off that it's more than simply dispatching. It's not difficult for someone to call and say, yep, have a load, goodbye. That might not be the best load for you. It might not pay you the right rate. It might change your lane. It might take you to a destination that you might not want to be in. So dispatching itself may or may not have the best connotation. Here, we want you to deal with dispatching services because there's more involved than simply dispatching. Number one, how can that be helpful to you? First and foremost, of course, finding a load. And again, not just finding any load, but finding the load that is suitable for you, suitable for your truck, suitable for your shipping lane, suitable for your destination, and the time that you want to be on the road. That's the first way that a dispatcher or dispatching services can be most beneficial to you instead of being the do-it-yourselfer. Another way that dispatching would be very profitable and very helpful to you as an owner-operator would be managing loads and managing drivers. This is, of course, most useful when you have more than one truck, more than one driver. And not only that, but what about maintaining carrier regulations, the new tax codes, and all the regulations and everything else that's involved in it? Most of us, honestly, we're not the best at bookkeeping. We have fuel receipts, the expense receipts. We toss everything in a box on the passenger seat of the truck or something. At the end of the month, we kind of collect it and hope that our mother-in-law is going to add it up just properly. We're not always the best at doing our accounting, and it's a lot more than just profit and loss. So dispatch services, and again, we'll just call that dispatching for short, can be very helpful and very beneficial in keeping up with the latest codes, the latest regulations, the newest things that are out there to free you up and give you the time that you need to drive and enjoy when you're home. Another way that dispatching would be helpful and profitable to you and your trucking business would be handling all those issues. For example, accounts payable, accounts receivable, all the callbacks that are required, chasing down and say, could you get this load paid on time? It's nice to have someone staying in the gap, someone that's on your side, on your team, that is out there getting those things that are done. What happens, for example, when there's a weather delay? What happens when things like that change? Do you want to take that load upon yourself, or do you want someone that'll help you along with that? That's where dispatching comes into play and makes it very helpful for you as a driver to keep you on the road, keep you doing what you want to be doing. Thank you for tuning in to our episode number 4, The Clash of the Titans, the topic and discussion of the do-it-yourselfer or dispatching. We hope that you've enjoyed today's episode. We hope, most of all, that you have found it profitable and helpful to you as a business owner. So, what we ask you to do now, click like at the bottom of the video here. Let us know that you liked, you enjoyed the information that you're getting. Secondly, hit share. Send this to someone that you know, someone that you think also might be helped and benefited by the things that you heard today. Last but not least, comment on the video. We want your comments. We really do. Let us know what you're thinking. What side do you weigh in on this clash of the titans? Are you that rare do-it-yourselfer, the one that is really, really on top of his game? Or have you found it most beneficial for your trucking company to utilize dispatching and dispatching services? But that's not all. Please subscribe. That's right. Subscribe to the Trucking Business channel because you will not, trust me, want to miss the upcoming episodes that we have. Remember, Resolute, we're with you for the long haul.